Very warm welcome, everybody. Today's guest is the one and only David Bumble Lloyd. I'm sure we all miss him on our television screens on commentary, but I've got him here on YouTube. How are you, Bumble?
I'm not too bad, Sage. Good to talk to you. It promises to be an absolute belter. And who'd have thought it? I should think that Pakistan would be packing the bags and we got to go home, and it's not been great. Suddenly, bang, wham, you're in the final.
It's typical Pakistan, isn't it, Bumble? They make a mess of things, and then before you know it, they've got their game up and running.
Do you know, I like that sort of style as well. It shades of 1992. When don't peak early in any sort of cup competition, in any sport. Don't peak early. Don't give it your best game early on. Just bubble away, bubble away. And of course, Pakistan relied on another result, an unlikely result. But we've talked about it before, that South Africa, you look at that team and they just don't do it. There's something really amiss that when it comes to real crunch, they don't do it.
Now, England have absolutely thrashed India. Many people's favourites for this tournament. Their confidence must be sky high at the moment, Bumble, going into the final.
Well, it was a stunning performance. And so when I saw that India had got nearly 170, I thought Adelaide, and by tradition, it's always been a bit slow. I thought England would have the work cut out, but to win no wickets down, and you know the firepower that they've got, it just shows that in this competition, in T20 competition, you get off to a good start, and it's so much easier as the game or the innings progresses. They didn't lose a wicket, and of course, I just texted you a message earlier that Rohit Sharma, a batsman, blames the bowlers. It's that I can tell you has been going on for years. That it's not the batter's fault, it's the bowlers, and then the bowlers say it's not the bowler's fault, it's the batters. Well, you just got to sort it out. My own opinion, they didn't get after England. You got to get up to 180, 200 to make it a little bit difficult. I thought they were short. I really did.
It looks like, I mean, it's 11v11, and there's lots of twists and turns in every match, even in the T20 format, Bumble. But on paper, it looks like England's batters against Pakistan's bowlers. Is that how you see
it? Yeah, I mean, it's a matchup, is that? But I'll never, ever get away from who turns up on the day. And, you know, you can look at that semi-final and India will be licking the wounds and saying that we didn't turn up. Well, England did. And so on this Sunday coming, it's at the MCG. There'll be a massive crowd in. I should think the main support would be for Pakistan. And that can go either way. It either lifts you or you can just be a bit hesitant. But it's very much which team. And it's a word that it's quite a modern word. It's bottle. Who's got the bottle on the day? Because the two good sides, the super sides, you don't get to finals, really. And I know there's been a bit of luck, but it's whoever performs on the day, particularly in T20. And you can't have a bad pocket. And when I say a bad pocket, it might be a bad 6 overs at the beginning, the power play. If you have a poor 6 overs at the beginning, you're chasing the game. So you've got to be on your game all the way through. Bowler's got to do the job. Batters have got to do the job. And it might be, as it always is in any game of cricket, one thrilling, magic piece of cricket fielding that turns the game.
Who do you see as the key players? Who's impressed you the most for Pakistan this tournament, Bumble?
Well, the bloke who hasn't impressed me is Babar Azam. I think he's a far better player, and he might just bring his A game. But the big fella has got himself fit enough. I think that's important. Fit enough. He certainly wasn't fit right at the beginning, but he's a player. He's a handful. When you're that sort of size and your left arm, and the same like with England, who are missing Reece Topley, he would have walked into the team, but they've coped all right. But the other thing that you've got to do, and I were exchanging with some Indian spectators, that when you get into games like semi-finals and finals, when you're in the room, when you're in the changing room, when your coaches win your battle one-on-one. So the opening batter for Pakistan beat the opening batter for England, and you go all the way through 11. Win your battle. If you win your battle, you've every chance of winning the game.
What do you make of Mohammad Rizwan, Bumble? A lot of people saying, "Oh, he shouldn't be opening," but he came up trumps in the last match, didn't he?
Yeah, again, it might be finding his feet, a little bit of form, a little bit of luck, a bit of self-belief. I think that is so important when you play cricket, that you've got to believe in yourself. People select you, you're in the 11 because they believe in you. Now you believe in yourself. And, you've got to, in a final at the MCG, it's a life's ambition. It's a dream. You get out there, you puff your chest out, and you show everybody in the world, not just at the MCG, you show everybody in the world what you're about.
Shadab Khan for Pakistan, he's been a revelation in this tournament. He's been consistent in this format for a while now, but this tournament he's really proved his critics wrong. Have you been impressed with him as well, Bumble?
Yeah, again, when players emerge, and before it starts, before a tournament starts, you're always asked who will be a standout player. Well, Shadab has been a standout player. And the other thing that as a coach, you always want consistency. You want to be able to sleep at night. Will he do the job? Well, he's had a fine tournament. And of course, there will be more heralded players. There will be players, with a bigger fan base, if you like, do it on the day. And so Pakistan will be looking to him.
And finally, Bumble, the $1 million question, who's going to win in that cauldron of an atmosphere, MCG? You mentioned 92 World Cup. That was Pakistan's day, different format. Will England get their revenge this time at the MCG?
Well, I would have put England to be in the final. I would have said that. Now, my other finalists were semi-finalists were South Africa, India, Pakistan. So I've got Pakistan into the final. I can't get away from 1992. It's in the heavens. It's just written up there in the heavens because they were out and gone, Pakistan, until that result with South Africa. It will have lifted them like you wouldn't believe. It will lift the nation. So England will understand that they're not playing 11, they're playing the nation. Now, that's different than here in the UK because it's football and rugby season. There's a million things going on in the UK, and cricket is on the back burner. Everybody did, oh, England's in the final. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. How did the football go? And so it can work both ways. There's no burden for England. They've got where they wanted to be in a final. For Pakistan, there's a whole nation saying that we need you. It's going to be a fantastic game. I will look at the odds and I would guess that England would be favourites. I like backing second favourites.
So you didn't want to say it there, Bumble, but you think it's written in the stars, Pakistan to win.
I can't get away from 1992. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities there. I mean, some of the similarities are scary, aren't they, really?
Yeah, I saw Akram the other day. He was on a talking show. I mean, he's one of the top fellas. He's a great mate. And he didn't like the question. I don't know whether you saw it, Saj. He didn't like the question. He said, that is crap.
Yeah. Well, he was one of
the
the stars of that 92 World Cup final. And I'm guessing from what you're saying, you're looking at Shaheen Shah Afridi to replicate what Wasim Akram did, maybe.
There's too many similarities. Akram emerged as a world-class player. And if you're picking any team, I'm always doodling about, and people are asking, I'm talking about red ball cricket now, who's your all-time team? Well, I start with Akram. I put Akram in at number 8. And he'd be most upset that he's not 7, but you're in at number 8 because I'm going to put a wicket keeper at 7. And so I always start from in and then work up and down.
Bubble, an absolute pleasure. Let's just hope it's a fantastic occasion, a great game of cricket, and the weather doesn't ruin it.
That's exactly it, Saj. I've seen a forecast. It's fingers crossed.